I think I'm pretty satisfied with my purchase here of 12 pounds of mystery dinosaurs. Let's take a look. They're everywhere. There's just a big old spread of dinosaurs all over the floor. Oh my gosh.
So there I was, thinking, you know what I could really use in my life right now? Some dinosaurs. You know, velociraptors, T-Rexes, Stegosauruses, all that sort of stuff. And I thought, what better way to find them than by perusing the secondhand market that is eBay. I searched through listings, I looked at all of them, every single one on the entire website, until I found what I wanted, which was this 12-pound lot. It was reasonably priced, except for the shipping, because it was like over 12 pounds. Shipping is just really, really skyrocketed. It's just totally ridiculous now. But anyways, I looked at the pictures, I couldn't tell what all the dinosaurs were, but one stuck out to me in particular, and that would be the Stegosaurus down there. I had that one whenever I was a kid, and that's how I knew that this was the lot for me. So, of course, I bought it and then waited like 2 weeks because there's a giant snowstorm and shipping was backed up and I couldn't leave my house for a week and all of that. Then it finally showed up, and now we're going to open it up and we're going to look at every single dinosaur.
I can see some dinos sticking out. Alright, let's start going through the 12 pounds of dinosaurs. One by one, I guess. We've got a little Triceratops, or Styracosaurus, I guess. I don't think that's a Triceratops. Triceratops has 3 horns, so it's Triceratops, right? Let's see what's next. We got a little Spino here. I wonder, we'll check all the branding on these. What does this one say? Just looks like a number, and that it's made in China, it looks like. But let's put a big boy in there. This one's pretty cool. This is a pretty classic looking, like, T-Rex. I feel like I've seen this one several times before. Like, very Godzilla looking, like classic Godzilla looking. Let's see if I can. Bring out the camera a little more. We got a little Packy here with his hard little head. There's only a couple colors, but it looks like he has a wash done on him to bring out some of the details on the skin there. And they did his little eyeball, but they did not paint the top of his head a different color, which is a little peculiar, I guess. This seems like something you'd want to do. There's another one of these cheapo guys. I'm not quite sure what this one is. I don't actually know the names of too many of these dinosaurs, so if you know which they are, go ahead and put that in the comments for me. Get an itty bitty Rex right here. This one's kind of squishy plastic, just a little bit, kind of like an eraser, but not quite. And he's got a buddy here, another little one, very, very dark painted. This one doesn't feel squishy. Maybe it does. It does. We got some flex in the different kinds of plastic, right? A lot of times these dinosaurs are made out of squishy plastics. Got another little stego. And we got a twin for our Packy here. Looks like probably it's supposed to be a raptor. It's got the claws down there, like a Utah raptor, or like in Jurassic Park, you know, they seem to call the Utah raptors velociraptors, even though that's not really scientific. We got a beautiful blue long neck here. I wonder who made this one. This one is a Apatosaurus, 2009. I like this one. This one makes me pretty happy here. Very beautiful blue color. Another little Triceratops, Styracosaurus, whichever. Not a dinosaur. This is a woolly mammoth. Looks like it's got some like gunk in it, so this one needs to be cleaned up. He's also really flat. That is the skinniest woolly mammoth that ever walked the Ice Age. This one has a facial deformity. I don't exactly know what's going on there, but something seems to have gone wrong with his head. Is that a tongue? He's trying to lick his own forehead? Or is that like a horn? Or what? Here's another long neck. Looks like he's got a bit of battle damage from the probably somebody's Doggysaurus Rex, you know? He could use a little bit of restoration there, the poor guy. At least he still looks pretty happy, all things considered. Here we go with another carnivore, unbranded, I do believe. And then it says made in China and has a number. Though he is happy, so, you know, that's good going for him. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's bring out some more. 12 pounds of Dinosaur. What else do we got in here? Oh, it just keeps coming and coming. There's so much in there. I found 2 more twins. Some Rexes or some... No, that's like Allosaurus, right? That's gotta be. Rex's head is a little more wide, I think. And this one's got some movable parts. The mouth opens, the arms go up and down, the legs, and the tail twirls a little bit. This one's got some battle damage there from the dog again, looks like. It does his twin, and the twin has the tail intact and has the range of motion as well. This one looks like a Jurassic Park toy. Something about like the paint scheme on it, the colors, it looks a little bit more like higher end than like this stuff, or you know, this stuff obviously. So it makes me think that this one's Jurassic Park. And also like the color scheme looks very Jurassic Park to me. Here we got a Stego, wonderful, brightly red painted with a big blue eye. This one's kind of a nicer looking of these like smaller. It feels hollow. He's not really squishy at all, but it feels like it might be hollow plastic instead of solid. Let's see. I believe that does say Tyrannosaurus on the bottom right there, 2008. That's a pretty good one. You probably found it in like a dollar bin or something. It's got a kind of a little bit of a shine to its eyeball, which is a nice touch. You know, there's more than just one color on it or two colors in the texturing of the skin, that's pretty good. Here we go. Another trike with some big old horns. This would be a Triceratops, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Somebody's going to get mad and comment that I'm totally wrong in the comments there. Here's another one. This one is heavy. This one must be a Carnegie or something. 1988, the Carnegie Safari Ltd. Triceratops. Yeah, I know these Carnegie ones are a little higher end, a little better. A few brands, Carnegie Safari and Schleich, Hammond Collection, I believe. Those are like higher end, right? So this feels hefty. This is put in pounds, and that 12 pounds of dinosaurs that we ordered here. Can't say that I really think the paint job is that good on this one, though, as opposed to some of the other Carnegie Safaris that I've seen. This one's kind of, I don't know, bland. And I don't like the facial details here. This gray splotching doesn't look great. Maybe I'll repaint that one in the future. This one is a cool Utahraptor with a base by Uni, I guess. He's got those big claws on his toes. He's this action pose where he's turning around. The posing, like the body here, looks very unrealistic, though, I will say. Really kind of, his arms are too long and humanoid looking, I guess. It's like a human pose to be having, and not really an animal pose, right? Why is his body so short? This one is a Triceratops. Looks like somebody already tried to do a little bit of a paint job on there, which I guess I'll have to repaint this one too. It looks like the factory paint job underneath there was actually, halfway decent, though. There's like a special blend of colors there in the bottom and through to the top. Usually with these, you only see the two colors. You see like the bare plastic color. Like this one, it's bare plastic color and then red just spray painted across the top. But that one looked a little bit more. This one is a totally squishy, stretchy red long neck. And here's another little tiny long neck. Same with that classic two-color splash we got there. This one has terrifying looking claws there. This is a horrifying dino beast. Looks like it's even got like a feathering. They try to make it look like it has feathers. I mean, I wouldn't think that's fur. The feathering, and like there's a beak on the end of the nose there, and looks like some more feathering on like the sideburns of the chin there. So this one must be probably newer, I would say, if it's got like this feather stuff on it, because I feel like that's a newer thing, because everybody for a long time didn't think that they were like that. And then there's people fight about dinosaurs having scales or feathers or whatever, but regardless, this is a scary looking one. This must be another old one, or at least old mold. Let's see, made in China, C11. There's no date on it. It's kind of got a little bit of a floppy wrist there. Once again, not a dinosaur. This is a tree frog. But that's okay, because we'll accept it. We can like frogs too. Dinos and frogs. What about this guy? It's a Spino with a big slappy face. Looks like that might have been a button for a sound box or something at some point. he does have a screw there, so that's probably to put a battery in, probably to make some sounds. There's a little button right there. Doesn't seem to be working, so we'll have to add a battery in that, probably, to check it out. Oh, he's got a hair. A battery to check it out, you know. Okay, so my dinosaur space is being over encumbered right here by all these dinos, so let's clear some of this out and bring out some new ones, because we haven't even put a dent into this box yet. How about this T-Rex with a broken jaw? This is another one. You can see the sound box down in there. Oh, the jaw's not broken. It's just floppy jawed until you click the button, which is a little odd, I'd say. It does have articulated movement here in the arms there. That's kind of nice, though. This must be another Jurassic Park. It's got that JP feel there. It feels like part of the chaos theory. And the tail looks like it has a joint in it. I'm pulling it. I don't want to break it. Oh, let's see. Is there a name or a date on it? Mattel? Did Mattel do Jurassic Park toys, or did Hasbro? Hasbro owns Mattel, right? His head is kind of like that too. It's got a joint there. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that one's fun. Let's see what else. I got dinos everywhere. Okay. Okay, pulling out more dinos. Throwing more dinos. Oh my goodness gracious, there's so many of these. Trying to pull some out of the box to make it better. This next one is the special one to me. This is one that I had whenever I was a child. This is the Carnegie Safari. What year is that? 1988 on the bottom. Stegosaurus. And this one, I think I had 2 or maybe 3 of these Carnegie dinos that got played with quite a bit. I think the one specifically the one I had, I think maybe the painting on the eyeballs was done a little different. Mine would have been from the 90s, I believe, although I think the same, very similar paint scheme and mold would have been used throughout this. So, I mean, particularly in the listing photos for this lot of 12 pounds of dinosaurs, I saw this one, and I thought just having this one again would be enough to make it worth it for me. Thank you, Stego. And what about the Anki? We got an Anki here, or an Anno. Yeah, Ankylosaurus, 2009, made in China. He's got a few colors there. The mold on the face is a little... It's cutesy. It's kind of derpy. Looks like a pet dog. I like this guy. Here's another Carno we got here. Very simple. I like that pink splattered on the top. Whenever you look from the top down, I don't know if the camera picks it up particularly well, but it's very pink. So that pink and yellow, that's a cool color palette right there. It's a cool mix together. And here we go right here. This is a skeleton of something. I don't know why it seems to have 4 eyeballs. Dilophosaurus. Oh, these guys like see in the dark, right? They're kind of like raptors, but they're night hunters, I think. They have this crazy ridge across their head. You know, these simples. This is a Carnosaur or something. I don't know, man. He's got a big angry tail. This is not a dinosaur. This is a tree. Here's a trike again. Very simple sculpt. I like that he's looking so far up. So it's going to look pretty good whenever he's like sitting, you know, sitting on the ground looking up at a much larger dinosaur, which is a cool pose because I feel like a lot of these aren't really doing that. This guy is, and it's not like he's threatening or violent, or he's just looking up happily with a smile on his face. And here comes a long neck with these particular buttons in the back. I wonder what sat in there. Maybe that's something we'll find in the box. Something must have clipped in there, like a little hut or something, like a Dinotopia. Maybe, I don't know. This one looks really familiar, but I can't exactly place what exactly it would be from. It's got a little paint splotch mark on there. It looks familiar. I don't know. This is a itty bitty Parasaurolophus, I think, with that big old smart bump on the head, because they like go underwater and then they like breathe out the top of this, right? If I remember right, could be remembering wrong. Here's a neck twisting long neck right there, looking at his own butt. This one is old and used. You can see that factory paint just flaking off everywhere. Strange pose. Here's another Stego. Obviously not as awesome as the Carnegie one. This one's got that sort of derpy dog look to the face sculpt. I kind of like that. That's funny. This classic, saying that a lot. Classic. This classic cut all the way through where they had to build the back end and the front end and then glue them together. And another little Stego. And another bigger Stego. This time in green. He's got a big old vein right there spreading across his side. Not as prominent on this side, but the painting on this side really shows it off. And they went with 3 colors instead of just 2 this time for this one. Another long neck. He's got some stripy splotches. This one looks old. This one looks like it's maybe 80s. I don't know. It just has that vibe to it. Maybe it's even older. I don't know. It's real hard plastic, I can tell you that. This is not a dinosaur. This is a tree. This is a newer one, seemingly here. We can look at the date on it. Nope, just made in China. Oh well, at least it looks newer. He's got gray, he's got stripes. This is a dinosaur that eats other dinosaurs. Doesn't have those big raptor claws though. And a Spino. They took the time to paint in several colors on this one, including this nice green and orange to the spine. That's pretty cool. I like that. And another Stego. This time they did more colors too. This blue under here, this unsuspecting blue is kind of crazy. This darker blue, I think, is, you know, some aftermarket additions. There's some dust very clearly on this one. He could probably use a scrub and some soapy water with a toothbrush. But actually the sculpt on this one looks pretty good, and you can't really, not a lot of like mold lines or pieces where it's been, you know, stuck together, which I don't like. Like whenever you can see it really well, like this one, you can see across the belly there where they glued the 2 pieces together. is so unsightly to me, but on this one you don't see that at all. This one's pretty solid. And another long neck. Another long neck with several colors. Several color long neck. And, ooh, our first flyer out of the batch. The pterodactyl. A pterodactyl with a little pterotail right there. They really didn't do too well with the painting on this one. It just kind of sprayed in various points, but I'm glad that he's here. He's our first flyer. Are we going to see more flyers? No? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see this crazy thing. This is like a rubber wire dino. This is horrifying, like somebody took some sort of soul-sucking syringe to him and slurped out all of his insides and he just became Flat Stanley. Except he's Long Leonard. That's a pangolin. That's not a dinosaur. This is a dinosaur, though, who seems to have gotten some... Ooh, this one's going to break apart. This is like a malleable plastic on the ends there. Oof, that does not feel too good. This one got warm and smushed, and then cooled, and now he's disabled physically a little bit. He's had hard times. This one's some sort of Rex, right? He's got real big feet, probably for stability, so we can make him stand. The standing Rex. And here's one Parasaurolophus, and here's two para, and three para, and this is a Spino. I like the camera doesn't really pick it up too well, but he does have some stripes that are like blue-gray down his sides. Then look visually pretty starkly different. But like I said, the camera doesn't seem to be picking that up very well. And a trike, and a long neck, little long neck, and a little steggy with some spots. These are some beautiful colors that they've used on this one, that stark white to this ice blue to this much darker deep ocean midnight blue, and then these green spots that are they're like neon green, gold looking. That's some fun colors. I think I like colors. I think I learned that. I like colorful dinos like this one, who's pink and blue. And here's a bigger packy that's purple. And we have another flyer, but it is a parrot. That's not a dinosaur. That's a long descendant of the dinosaurs. Also this one, I'm pretty sure that's just an iguana. But what about this one? Spino. Let me tell you, you can tell it's a Spino because of the spine. Let's see if it's from Dragon Toys. Is there a date on there? Nope. That's okay. And here's the screaming, hollow baby trike, which is terrifying. I like the sculpt of this. Like, he's screaming with his mouth really wide and open, but I don't like that it's actually hollow like that. That's kind of... This one, I think it's just a lizard. And another flyer. Real simple, real tiny. And here's the multicolored Anki. Right here. Made in China, no date on it. They did take some care to give him some big eyes, and they got off the they painted off the lines there a few times. Here's another para. This one is a different. I haven't seen this sort of make into model yet, I don't think. This one seems to be a different brand entirely. It is very hard plastic, though. And it does have this thin portion that goes up the head snout thing. The other ones don't seem to have that. And here's another screaming, hollow baby Styracosaurus. And here's the angry adult. And another little long neck. I feel like we've seen this exact one like 3 times now. And this one, I think somebody dipped this one in paint or something. I feel like you could set this in your planter and he'd look like a rock. It's pretty heavy. And that's probably a pretty decent, that's a decent little sculpt there, I think. And we got another long neck with long legs. Long leg, long neck. Another trike looking upwards. Another long neck. And a Stegosaurus. And another one of these guys with an Anki. The bigger of the pterodactyls we've got here, 2009 toy major trading, looks like, made in China. Yeah, I don't really like the body portion there. I don't know, it looks like a monkey or something. That's not a dinosaur, that's a tree. That's a dinosaur, though. Very red. Nice color. Here's a little Dilo, I guess. And another long neck. I feel like we've seen this one again. Oh boy. Stegosaurus, pterodactyl, black and green. This one's all mushy, squishy. A very old looking sculpt of an Allosaurus. No Tyrannosaurus. I don't know if that head really looks like a... Okay, so I saw Sue, like the biggest T-Rex, you know, the skeleton, in real life, more than once. That don't really look like Sue to me. 2009. I mean, they did put some effort into painting it, though, at least. There's a couple colors in there. It's like dry brushed on. This one is a Godzilla toy. It feels like eraser material. But yeah, this is like a little kaiju, which is close enough to dinosaurs. I do like some kaijus too. This is a rock. This is an anteater. This is a dinosaur. It's another rock. Some nice trees. There's a few of these. These are actually pretty nice, though, compared to the other ones we've seen in this box so far. These are the nicer looking. We call palm trees. And this is the nicer looking para that we've seen. It's got a couple different green colors in there. It's a bigger sculpt. I mean, it's not the best. It's not a super high quality there, but you know, out of like the dollar bin dinos, you know, that's probably pretty good. The face does have some good, there's some good details in there. I feel like it's expressive with his duck lips like pursed together there, and you can see like the cheeks real well. That's pretty good. That one's pretty good. And we have this guy with this guy. And is there another one? Is there a third? Do we have triplets? And we do have a big long neck. Brachiosaurus, 2009. A lot of these seem to be 2009s. Another one of these freaky looking long wire things. This one's a Spino, right? Ugh. Don't like those, actually. This guy's a raptor. A tree with no leaves. A little guy. This is like a baby steg. Not a stegosaurus, but one of those that are like a stegosaurus, if you know what I mean. Because he's got these bones that grow into like bigger, longer spikes out the femur, I want to say. A long neck in a walking pose and or a... No, this feels pretty solid. I don't think somebody aftermarketed that, you know? And piece of a plant. This one feels kind of hefty here too. Mutasaurus, 2009 Collecta, or Collect A. Which that's another one of those brands that I think has been around for a while. That I was talking about, some of the brands are like nicer, higher end. This one I think is a cheaper end, Collecta. But it still feels, you know, like pretty solid. Like the plastic and stuff, it feels really solid. You know, like if I was gonna repaint one, like, you know, wanted it to be like real nice, probably one of these. We have another one of these Brachies, or Pachydermosaurus, whatever they're called. Oh, he's showing his teeth. Dimetrodon, 1992. Say cheese. And then another raptor. You can tell because, you know, they make a big deal in Jurassic Park about the toes. You can see like the glue on this one. Ugh. And another Patchy with his big hard helmet head. When I was a kid, those were my favorite because there's a scene in the Jurassic Park movie where one headbutts, I guess the Lost World movie, the one headbutts the guy's car. Another Stego, which I like the Stegos. Here's a little trike. And here is one of our flyers again. This one, it's got floppy plastic for like the wingling part. I guess most of it is that floppy plastic, the bendable plastic, but it's got movement and head swiggles, and the arms move. The legs move here. Not very well. Not too impressed with it, actually. I think the movement kind of takes away from the overall toy here. But, you know, it is painted several places and whatnot. Is that I think it just says Pterosaur, but it's like rubbed down from the movement. I've got another one of these. It's got some nice pretty purple along the crest, which is a nice touch. It's got that that spray down from the top down. And another steg. And ooh. Let's put your legs back, sir. Put your legs back. Put your tail back in place. This one's got some movement to it. The jaw, the legs, the tail. Here's a little steg. And a little long neck. And a little T-Rex. And this guy seems confused. And hollow. And another little Rex. And a wonderful steg. They went all out, making him wrinkled. Like, we need a model. We need a toy, Stegosaurus. But he needs to look like he's 85 years old. Wrinkle him up. And here's another one of these Rexes with giant feet. See, this looks like a Rex to me. Not that I'm any sort of dino expert. Not that I have any knowledge on dinosaurs at all. I just think they're cool. Big lizards. The idea is cool. Got another tree. And a little Anki and a tree. And my pile is getting in the way. This guy, mouth opens and closes. He's got movement in the arms and the legs. Let's see what it says. Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus Rex, made in Indonesia. A lot of these are old enough that their mouths don't stay closed. His jaw is kind of offset. Long neck again. And a fish. Spotted. Oh no, they snuck in more frogs. A black frog, a green tree frog, a para. And a Rex. This is a small one. This seems pretty small for having this movement here. His jaw seems to be squished over in a direction as well. And locks. Clicks. His back legs move a little bit. I like that. I do like that. I like that he's painted. It looks like he's painted a couple times. It looks like the underside plastic, if you look inside the mouth there, looks like it was gray, and they painted him a different gray and a different green on top of that. And they did some detailing. But he is rather skinny. You can see his rib bones there, so he probably needs to eat some lunch. Here's a little one, and a little one, and a little bit of a bigger one with the longer legs. There we go. This is a dino that looks like he'd wear high heels. And a long neck. And a Rex. Dilophosaurus 2009. I thought Dilophosauruses were like smaller. Am I just dumb? This guy, he's a funny sculpt. like a ground mammal looking face there. And this one. And this one with some spots. Oh, and our underwater dinosaur. We have a Loch Ness monster here. And this guy, what was this, Dimetrodon? He's very, very green. And this guy is a raptor. It's not a very good one. What about this guy with the spine? Or 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 this guy with a different spine? Or this guy that looks like the last one but bigger and painted? This one's nicer. I like this one. He's got a little bird beak. He's got multicolors. He's got some spots. And he has pointy things on his tail. And he has these big spine plates. This one Collecta again. Stegosaurus. No, I don't think so. So is that a paint or is it a hole? I think that's a paint. We've got some more little ones, a little dactyl, and a long neck with a long neck. Oh no, we're coming up. We can see the end. We can see the end of the dino box now. Floppy jaw, little arms. Derper derper der. Okay. Tyrannosaurus 2001. He's got a little broken butt right there. See, this is what I thought Dilophosaurus was, right? I thought they were like this. What is this one? Dilophosaurus. See? These wildly different depictions of the same skeleton creature that they found fossilized from millions of years ago. This one, like a rubbery plastic. Dinosaurs weren't really like that. They were like this. Hard plastic. And flat. Oh. Spiny. Hello. You're very green. You got a yellow green, a green green, a neon green. Interesting. And a rock. Ooh. And a baby's first. Stegosaurus. This one is probably one of my favorite, just because the posing here. He's so goofy, silly, happy-go-lucky. Stegosaurus, like, he's about to start dancing. And here's a steg. And I think we saw him before already. Maybe? Inky. With a kind of different... We usually have balls on the tail there. And we've seen this one a couple times before, I think, but not with the stripe across his top. Somebody might have done that afterwards. It looks kind of like it's rubbed off a little bit, like somebody did it with a Sharpie. But it could be there from the beginning. I don't know. But these are again. This one's just kind of lost in the printing process. The face is just rubbed out. Oh, must have been like a McDonald's toy or something. But that's kind of clever. That's her. That I kind of like. This makes this one kind of fun, and I think if I had more hands, then the entire video would be narrated by a dinosaur talking in the corner. Hello, welcome to my live stream, where we are taking a look at dinosaurs. I am the commentator, Mr. Sir Dinosaurus, and I talk with my jaw that's kind of floppy and broken. Ha 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 ha. We got more of these trees. This is different than the other trees. Looks like the leaves are the same, so it's probably the same company, same set maybe, but a little different. And I like them. They look pretty good. And we got this guy who's looking up again, but different colors. I can't really see too well because my gloves are bright red as well. Oh, almost done here. I'm not used to talking this much. Okay, Spino. No. No. Steg. Purple. Blue. Rock. Orange. Rex. Long neck. Underwater Loch Ness neck. Forget what these guys are called. I think their name starts with a D. I think. You know, if we cut off all of the limbs, and maybe shorten the tail a little bit, like, look like a fruit, like a lime. Got another tree. I mean, here's this leaf probably goes to that one other tree thing. I don't know where it went. Here's this guy, a little red and white. Somebody splotched some paint on this one again. This is the fourth of this exact trike. One of them was a different color. One was a different color. Here's another trike, and here's another long neck looking back at himself. This is a nicer feeling one, nicer looking one. Apatosaurus. I feel like there's a name that I don't actually hear the same amount as Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus. But I seem to have more of these long necks labeled Apatosaurus than Brachy or Bronte. A little Spino here. I don't feel like Spinos had arms that short, though. Disaraptor, who's got gunk all in him. Don't like that. Oh, it says Velociraptor. Limes 6'9". Schleich. Oh, huh. Honestly, I wouldn't have assumed that this one was a Schleich toy. It just doesn't have that like look or feel to it. But I guess that's because now that I'm looking at it harder, the green is painted over. So that's probably somebody trying to do a full-on repaint and just like really made it not look good. Using like cheap Walmart paint or something. Because what it kind of looks like is flaking off onto my fingers. We'll have to fix that. This one's nicer looking, feeling. Let's see if we can read the underside label here. Velociraptor from Toy Major Trading. It doesn't have a seam line. Has more than one color painted on there. There's extra detailing to do the toes and the teeth and the tongue and the eyes. Everything's textured. That's kind of a cool one. And this one's a little derpy looking. Not the worst, but kind of lacking. Here we have, this one's, you know, you can see the seam line in it, but the actual sculpt of it is pretty good, I think. You can see a lot of like muscle in there and texture of the flesh and movement. The face, you can see the teeth and the tongue and the beak and stuff. The paint job does not do the sculpt justice whatsoever on this one, though. I don't think. Another one of these screaming guys with a big old hole all the way through. And the final dinosaur, the final out of the 12 pounds of dinosaur, is another one of these little squishy, like eraser material Godzilla things, some sort of kaiju. I don't know what it is. And I think, honestly, I think I'm pretty satisfied with my purchase here of 12 pounds of mystery dinosaurs. Let's take a look. They're everywhere. There's just a big old spread of dinosaurs all over the floor. Oh my gosh. Dang.